Good afternoon. Welcome to Fluttering in the Spirit Tarot. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2026. This is a reading for the sign of Pisces. Please take what fits here and leave the rest. Please subscribe, follow, and like this video. We'll go ahead and see what's in the energy today. All right. Spirit, what is the message for Pisces? For the collective. I want to feel that way again. So this may be yourself or it may be someone else in your energy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and see. I'm going to pull some energy from these white cards here. Let's give these a little shuffle. Spirit, what is the message today for the sign of Pisces? I've got a quote. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. This is a quote from Richard Marcinko. Okay, we've got place of employment. Death, it's the unhappiest people who fear change the most. Free-spirited, equal give and take, in reverse. You are marriage material. Teenager in reverse. Parents, can we even see all these? I'm gonna have to move them. And the Three of Wands, when we have done our best, we should wait for the result in peace. Okay. I'm just gonna move all these cards up here. Okay. I want to feel that way again. We're going to use the Adventure Tarot deck to clarify these cards. Let's go ahead and give these a shuffle. Spirit, what is the message for the sign of Pisces? Okay. Let's take a look at the energy on the back of the deck. We've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook on this one. Society has socialized women into believing that being generous is synonymous with being a good person. So to be a good person, you must be in a perpetual state of giving. Giving in every sense of the word. Time, money, energy, smiles. I believe this is masculines too. The thing is, we can't be in a season of giving indefinitely. If we always give, our wells will run dry, and there will be nothing left for when we need it. The Six of Pentacles reminds us that we deserve to feel supported and resourced too. This card debunks the scarcity myth that our happiness somehow takes away from the happiness of someone else. It also guides us to give from a place of integrity versus performance. In this card, we see a woman apple picking. She isn't immediately giving away all her apples, but rather taking what she needs first and only giving when she feels she has extra to give. If the idea of prioritizing your needs above others feels yucky, lean into the wisdom of the Six of Pentacles. This card is a great ally as you learn to love yourself in this important way. All right. So we have place of employment here. I'm trying to clarify with the wrong cards. Here we go. Spirit, why is place of employment here? Eight of Cups. Stepping away potentially. So this isn't going to be for everybody because everybody isn't stepping away from a place of employment, but someone may be. With this quote here, the more you sweat and practice, the less you bleed in battle. I'm getting the feeling that, there we go with the Nine of Swords. I'm getting the feeling that potentially a job or a position may have just become exhausting. With the more you sweat and in practice, the less you bleed in battle. Or this could be saying, like, sweating is getting prepared and being proficient in something, and once you get to a certain point, you're not going to bleed so much when stuff starts coming at you. That might be difficult when it comes to your job. I could see that being the case here too as well. Nine of Swords is releasing fear. Yeah, the Eight of Cups is typically walking away. But let me check this guidebook to see. Because some of the meanings in here are a little bit different. Eight of Cups, essence, accepting. So that could be definitely leaving behind something. I feel like that's exhausting to you. Or leaving behind the fear. It doesn't have to be actually walking away, but it could be releasing some of the fear and anxiety that you have in your job, knowing the more that you practice, the more you get under your belt, the less it's going to feel like you're bleeding. So this may resonate different ways with each one of you, so take it as it resonates for you. Why is Death here? It's the unhappiest people who fear change. Mignon McLaughlin, and that's the Death card here, which is Scorpio. We have the Empress, which is Taurus. This is coming out in reverse. And yeah, with the Empress coming out in a reversal, typically in an upright, the Empress is very, very much nurturing herself. She isn't going to accept things in her life that are draining her. In reverse, it's releasing productivity. The need or feeling like you need to always be producing something at your own detriment with this Empress in reverse. And it's kind of funny here because this quote saying it's the unhappiest people who most fear change, and this is talking about releasing fear. And if you don't release the fear, then you can't bring about the change in your life that you need. If you were in a reverse energy of the Empress, you definitely need to turn that around for yourself. You can't expect other people to do it for you. Spirit, why is free-spirited here? We have the Scout of Wands. Potential fire sign, so that would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Tell me about the Scout of Wands. Star, Aquarius energy, which is having hope or a healing. So whereas you were very fearful before, becoming more free-spirited with the Scout of Wands in reverse, that's the Page of Wands. So it's a more immature energy, whether it's someone, whether you're younger or if this is someone you're dealing with, someone being younger. Releasing busyness and becoming more free-spirited, and rather than fearing change, letting go of that feeling of having to be busy. This can be a reminder to remember to appreciate the little moments. Sometimes we get caught up looking at the big picture. It says the Page of Wands sometimes gets so busy chasing after the next big thing that she misses out on the magic that's right in front of her. So there may be a need to look at what big things you're chasing that may be causing you to be more in an energy of unhappiness that we're seeing there. Spirit, why is equal give and take in reverse? Or past energy? Explorer of Cups, water sign. This is the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, so with the Explorer of Cups in reverse, releasing what people think. So you may be too caught up as you're chasing the next big thing on what other people think. And there looks like in the past an energy of unequal give and take here, because the Explorer of Cups is in reverse. This is the need to stay true to yourself. So are you worrying about what other people think too much? We have you are marriage material. Backpacker of Swords in reverse. I believe that's the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yep. Releasing obedience. You are marriage material. Okay, with the Eight of the Backpacker's Swords, we bring online the sacred, skeptical part of ourselves that doesn't automatically agree with everyone. Okay, so maybe other people may not see you as marriage material, which could be why potentially you weren't giving equal give and take in the past in a relationship. We see words as words, not truth. We filter what people say through our own lens and observe how it lands in our body, taking what resonates and leaving the rest. This card reflects that we need to be able to question authority, to figure out what beliefs we agree with and which ones we don't, to make mistakes and learn from them, to chart our own path. This is a calling to figure out where you end and other people begin. And not let other people define for you what you are and what you aren't. Spirit, wise teenager here in the past. Seven of Cups in reverse. Let's get one more with this. Six of Wands. So with the Six of Wands, that's an upright, so that's receiving. And the Seven of Cups in reverse, releasing outside advice regarding a teenager. Okay, let's read a little bit on the Six of Wands here. Picking apart everything that could go wrong when something good happens is not productive. It's a defense mechanism to protect against disappointment. If we're always trying to protect ourselves from disappointment, when do we really actually get to feel happy? See, the spiritual path isn't just about healing trauma, it's about also expanding our capacity for joy. In this card, we see a woman practicing the art of receiving by relaxing by the campfire, enjoying s'mores that someone else made for her. It feels amazing and indulgent in all the best ways. So there may be a teenager in your life here that you've been getting a lot of outside advice regarding, or a young person, but someone quite a bit younger than you. With the Seven of Cups in reverse, that's releasing outside advice. There's no one right way to do life. You're simply making the best decision you can given the information available to you. Now's the time to rinse your mind of other people's voices so you can hear the knowings of your heart. Sit by a river, plop down in the woods, ask for guidance from a higher power of your own understanding. Notice the emotions that arise. It's okay if you don't know how all the pieces fit together yet. Get curious about how something lands in your body, and let that felt sense be enough for now, rather than seeking out the opinions of other people. Spirit, why is parents here? That's too many. Nine of Wands. So that's the wounded warrior here. And maybe this might be some deliberation between two parents on how to deal with the teenager or younger person. With parents coming out next with the Nine of Wands. Especially if you're not in agreement, you might be coming out as a wounded warrior. Nine of Wands essence is unapologetic. So things might be a mess. Anger is why we change things that aren't working. Anger is what propels us to fight for what we believe in. So there may be a lot of anger in the situation. Anger is passion. Many of us were taught to suppress our anger, though, because society is uncomfortable with angry women or men. Factor in the pressures of being a model minority, and you've really found yourself with a muzzle on. The Nine of Wands puts to an end the politeness. Here we see a woman who is standing in her power as a protector. I just lost my spot. A change maker, an artist, an activist. She is fierce and determined on a mission. Let her be a reminder of all the good that can come when you say enough's enough. So there may be a situation that you're just having to say enough is enough to. And remember, every time you stand up for yourself, you're healing the wound for all of the women or men in your lineage who were silenced. Okay. And then we have the Three of Wands. When we have done our best, we should wait for the result in peace. So that's waiting for your ships to come in, basically. We have the Two of Wands. But that's coming out in a reverse. So in this deck, Two of Wands, that's Cups. And this guidebook is by Elizabeth Sue. Artwork on the cards is by Jenny Chang. So the Two of Wands in reverse is self-doubt. So you may be a bit doubting that your ships are coming in. The more you sweat and practice, you've been sweating and practice a lot about this situation. But just realize as much sweat as you're pouring, basically going through what's stressing you out in this situation, the less you're going to bleed in the end. But once you put your foot down, you need to just step back and let it be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this reading with this, and we'll do a message from the universe, but I'm going to go ahead and read a bit from this as well. Will everyone shut up already? The Two of Wands reflects the tension between our personal dreams and dreams others have for us. This is why the path less traveled is well less traveled. Most people don't want to deal with all the ish that comes along with going against the grain. The opinions, the unsolicited advice, the gossip, it can be a lot. But this card is here to remind you that you can handle whatever you're afraid of. So what if you fail? Sure, it will sting and be embarrassing for like a minute, but what if you succeed? What if things turn out even better than you expect? When the Two of Wands appears, it's time to quiet the noise around you and follow your own inner compass. A lot of times people have a lot to say about your situation, but they're not living it and don't understand it. Don't change who you are for anyone. Here we see a woman hiking up a mountain. She's carrying one wand in her hand, representing her commitment to her dreams, and the other wand is stuck in the ground, representing her fear of failure. See, it's not that people who follow their dreams don't have doubts, it's just that they acknowledge their doubts and do the damn thing anyway. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You've put in the practice, and it's time to kind of stand by your word on whatever situation it might be. But you do want to make sure that you're in the right spirit here, because it's the unhappiest people who most fear change. So if you're fearing change in something that's needed to transform a situation to a better result, you need to look at that too as well. Okay, we're going to pull a message from the universe. Let's see if we can get a little advice here. what is the advice for Pisces? Got a couple. 3. I know that you've been questioning yourself lately and wondering if you're good enough or strong enough to do that which your heart desires to do. This message is here to remind you that you really are more than capable of doing it. Rise up and take that leap of faith. The past is behind you now, so drop the fears and doubts. Even though you may feel a little uncomfortable at the moment and slightly anxious over what's coming next, you are being urged to bring yourself back to the present moment. Your recent prayers have been heard and are currently being worked on. And lastly, in relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who's not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. All right, well, that is the message today, Pisces. Please do subscribe, follow, and like this video. Till next time.